This book, called Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, really was the game changer for me. Really did ignite this fire inside me. At the time, I didn't really realize where my expertise lied. And it helps you whether you are somebody who knows you're an expert or doesn't know you're an expert, and everywhere in between. Because how do you take your expertise and use that to your advantage to create an income stream online and share it with the world? So back to Business Fundamentals. I'm Alyssa Schaefer, and on this channel, we discuss overall online business architecture and design with a focus on how to use your internal processes and workflows to make your business more efficient and effective, sometimes through the use of AI, which I have personally seen some of these simple improvements save businesses time, resources, and most importantly, money. I mean, what would you do if I was able to give you back, each of your employees, 5 hours per month per employee? What would you do? What would you have your team do with that extra time? So I did make a longer video about the background of this channel telling you the full sob story, but for now, let's get into the good stuff. So in this video, I want to talk about a book that I read a long time ago, but that had a genuine impact on not only my life, but the trajectory of my life after I read that book. So I guess I should probably start with that I'm an internationally competitive equestrian, and I have spent pretty much my entire adult life funding my giant dream of, I really did pick the biggest, fanciest sandbox to try to pretend I could play in. Basically, my entire adult life has been on this quest to figure out how to make money to support my athletic dreams. This book, called Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, really was the game changer for me. And I'm going to also share with you a quote that I recently learned from Warren Buffett. Now, I read this book back in like 2018. It's 2023 now. So this is, of course, like me talking about historically how I came to understand the information I'm about to share with you. But I did hear this quote from Warren Buffett very recently that really did make a huge impact on not only reaffirming the information I read in Expert Secrets, but it really did put this whole concept into perspective. So the quote by Warren Buffett is, "If you don't figure out a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." And when I heard that very recently, it had a very profound impact on me and the way that my life, I take full responsibility for signing up for the most expensive life that anyone could ever dream of. That doesn't change the fact that I am on a mission to help myself fund this dream. And Warren Buffett's quote really just put, I guess, the final nail in that coffin of that being the absolute truth. So that's where Russell Brunson's book totally started me down the road. It is actually somebody sharing with you, this is a marketing strategy I used, and this was the effect it had on my business. Now, does every marketing tactic affect businesses the same way? No, but that's why it's so interesting. The book Expert Secrets really did ignite this fire inside me that at the time, and of course at the time, I didn't really realize where my expertise lied. And say you're an expert in X, Y, or Z. Like for you, it could be like this instantaneous, like, I know exactly what I'm an expert at and what I need to do to, take myself to the next level, right? You could read the book and have a much more instinctual action plan. But for me, the whole concept of even just calling myself an expert was completely foreign when I read the book. And so when reading Expert Secrets, one of the things I will say is that you are introduced to the concept of how to take your expertise and monetize it. And there were many examples in the book, which is why it helped me at the time where I didn't even know what an expert was or what I was an expert in. It helps you whether you are somebody who knows you're an expert or doesn't know you're an expert, and everywhere in between. So when I was that age and when I was of that level of knowledge, because at that time I would say the only thing I was an expert in was chaos, organized chaos, but chaos nonetheless, which I think also, I took that talent of mine and started applying it to overall business online design, because I would say that a lot of people feel very overwhelmed by that design tactic. And so I am right at home when somebody starts just like overwhelming with just facts and things like that, because that's how my life has been. So like coordinating those facts and trying to get them straight to make them make sense is actually one of my, specialties through the life that I chose. So that's actually why I am now sitting here saying that I'm actually an expert in online business architecture and design. Let's just put it this way. If you have more than 10 tabs open on your webpage right now, then you and I need to have a longer conversation, but we're going to save that for another video. So in this video, though, I want to talk about the book Expert Secrets and why it had such a profound impact on not only my athletic dreams and desires, but also the trajectory of how I was going to go about making the money I need to support the horses, because they eat a lot. One of the things that I built through this Expert Secrets like book and just, general kind of, it doesn't say like build a YouTube channel. It says when you have an expertise in something, share it, and, kind of the concepts behind like how you share it and whatnot. So I did start a YouTube channel for my horse and working with specific products and tools that are in the equestrian community. And that's actually how I kind of got started in, that was the lowest hanging fruit for me. That was what I had the most information about. But as the years have gone on and I've learned other things, like not just horse things, what I've learned since then is how you take whatever your expertise is and apply it to your online business architecture and design. That's how we got here. Is, from the get-go, I read Expert Secrets, which was like, okay, what are you an expert in? And how are you going to share that information? Which is how I ended up with the hashtag Team Fuego YouTube channel. But whether you are building your online business through the lens of I'm an expert and I'm building an online asset, or you are building this because you're an online business that needs to build an online asset, the end of the day is still the same when it comes to expert secrets. Because how do you take your expertise and use that to your advantage to create an income stream online so that we can then satisfy Warren Buffett's sentiment, which is, for me, I didn't have enough hours in the day to simultaneously ride and take care of my horses. And also, 6 or 7 years ago, I supported my horse habit through bartending. Now, I realized really quickly that I could not be held hostage by a literal bar, because the only way to make money was to be in that building for X amount of time. I needed to find a way to make money that was not me being in a specific location at a specific time for a specific length of time. I needed to take those components out of the equation, which led me to online business. So Expert Secrets is really about how to take your expertise and translate that into an online business. And then how I can help you take that a step further is whatever your expertise is, whatever you determine that you need to build to support sharing your expertise, and then how that applies to an overall business ecosystem so that the marketing of your expertise, the sale of your expertise, the service of your expertise, and the support that your clients are going to need to help achieve results with your expertise are all taken into account in your perfect business ecosystem. So this is going to be a 3-part series because he's actually written 3 books. I just started with Expert Secrets because that's the first book I read. He actually wrote .com Secrets first, which will be the next book we dive into. And I have read all three, but the reason I started with Expert Secrets is because that's the first book that I actually read. After having read all three books, Expert Secrets was the book that I needed to read. .com Secrets, I already had a hunch that online business was going to be my solution. I already had a hunch, and .com Secrets really digs and dives deep into that, right? We'll go into that in a separate video, but Expert Secrets was the first one that I read because what it did was it took the idea of being an expert and expanded my mind into the question of how can I take this expertise and share it? Because ultimately, the first thing you have to do is share your expertise, and then you can monetize your expertise. So everybody wants to put the cart before the horse. First, you have to be an expert, and then you can charge people for it. So this book, Expert Secrets, really will help you not only figure out what your expertise is, but how then you can take that expertise and share it with the world. So I can't wait for you guys to read Expert Secrets. And when you're done, please come back to this channel because I'm going to help you figure out how to take whatever expertise you choose to dig into first. So don't limit yourself to just one expertise. Like really do think about what would you want to talk about all day long, every day. And for me, helping athletes build online businesses is one of my deep-seated passions. Like I want to help anybody that is in the same boat that I am and have been, meaning you're constantly juggling this concept of trying to support your athletic dream. To become an expert at anything, you have to spend 10,000 hours, right? Well, if you spend all your time making money for those 10,000 hours, you're going to run out of hours in the day. So if you're constantly struggling between the 10,000 hours of practice you need to become an expert and the money it takes to support just showing up for those 10,000 hours, you and I need to have a longer conversation. Whether you're watching this on the hashtag Team Fuego channel and you're an equestrian entrepreneur that is interested in having that longer conversation, definitely pick up Expert Secrets. And if you're on the Business Fundamentals channel and you're trying to figure out for your business how to monetize your expertise, then you also need Expert Secrets. The link is going to be in the description. I hope this video has found and served you, and I will see you on the other side when you're ready to talk about how your expertise should be applied to your perfect online business ecosystem. I'll see you there and have a great rest of your day.